I have two topics that I want to talk about, and that was specifically how the government shutdown is the Democrats' fault, and also the second one, if we have enough time, being the militarization of cities being justified.
Sure. Can you, before, pull a mic right up to your face? Because you got it.
I mean, I don't want to kiss the mic like last time, bro.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Right.
You're the first one up, so you're the first person to kiss it. Yeah, okay, so you want to talk about the government shutdown that's happening under the Republican president, Donald Trump, again, in a Republican-controlled Congress again. It's the Democrats' fault again.
But what about the clean CR bill, man?
Okay, what about it?
The Democrats literally voted against it. The Democrats are holding the American people hostage.
Why can't Trump negotiate with him? I thought he was the great negotiator.
He's trying to. He literally tried to with Hakeem Jeffries. Did you not see that picture? That Trump 28 picture?
What happened in the negotiations?
They failed because the Democrats didn't want to vote for it because people like Chuck Schumer are caring more about, I guess, their leadership, like their position, rather than the American people, because Chuck Schumer doesn't want to get primaried by AOC.
Okay, so I don't know 100% on how the CR stuff works for the Senate. Is Chuck Schumer the only Democrat in the Senate that can vote, or are there like 45 others?
I mean, yeah, of course, but what about Hakeem Jeffrey? I mean, they all vote in unison, do they not?
I don't know, do they?
Yeah, I mean, they do.
That's why. Weren't there Republicans that Democrats were able to persuade to vote for legislation
only some
under
of
Biden?
them, like John Fetterman, but there's still other people who don't want to vote for it because they want to vote for their party, which would be the Democratic Party.
So Democrats are the minority in both halves of our Congress. President Trump is a Republican.
Bro, you need 60 votes to get a bill passed in the Senate.
So they need to get 60 votes.
They're trying to, but Democrats do not.
They're trying to?
Democrats do not want to vote for it.
What was their negotiation?
The negotiation well, first there was a clean CR bill, and then the second one, the Democrats proposed another one, and that one also failed because they want to have provisions for illegals.
They don't.
They do, actually.
For how?
So basically for reimbursements, so when an illegal goes to, I guess, an emergency room, the federal government would have to, I guess, reimburse the government. Not the government, the hospital, sorry, misspoke. So that's basically paying for illegals to have free health care.
Hold on. You're talking about an emergency room visit.
Yeah, but you understand that the federal government is gonna literally reimburse the hospital. Who pays for that reimbursement? Just curious.
They're legally required to treat people.
Who pays for that reimbursement? Just curious. Who pays for it? Don't avoid the question. Come on, who pays for it?
Well, it depends. It's either going to be the federal government or the hospital.
And where does the federal government get their money? Just curious.
Right now, I guess through tariffs by taxing middle class and working class people.
No, actually.
Well, as of the one big beautiful bill, they get it from the Treasury by printing it.
What do you mean?
We're still running record deficits. We haven't done anything to address the debt at all.
Actually, the tariffs, he's trying to offset the deficit with tariff revenue.
Yeah, it's failing miserably.
How?
By not raising anywhere near enough money to offset the massive amount of money we're borrowing.
We were under a $1.6 trillion deficit. Did we not negotiate deals with other countries? Like the EU?
Haven't yet. No.
So what was the whole EU deal that happened in August?
We have the same deal we have with the EU is the same one that the Republicans have with the Democrats right now for the CR.
What do you mean?
There is none.
There is none. That's a complete lie. They're still negotiating.
That means there's not a deal yet.
No, they're trying to make a deal though.
That's what negotiating means. You're negotiating a deal. It hasn't been negotiated yet.
Yeah, but you said why doesn't Trump try to negotiate? He literally is also trying to negotiate a deal. Not gonna lie.
You mentioned that Chuck Schumer had voted for prior CRs.
Yeah.
Didn't vote for this one.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer answered that question. He said why. It's because in prior ones there's been negotiation. There's been open dialogue between both sides. On this right here, like Johnson has said that there will be no.
So would you not say that when Donald Trump invited the Senate majority and the Senate minority leader both in the cabinet, is that not like, I guess,
both in their what?
When Donald Trump invited them, that famous picture with the Trump 28 hats? Is that not trying to have some open discourse to negotiate?
I would say that having the Trump 2028 hat
okay,
in and of itself
trolling.
makes it. Well, then he's trolling. Well, now the government shut down, so it's his fault.
No, it's not his fault. It's the Democrats' fault.
It is
for
his
holding
fault.
For not voting.
Fault.
No, it's the Democrats' fault.
Why would you troll during a meeting if it's so important to keep the government open for the American people? Why troll in arguably one of the more important meetings you have relating to funding the government?
Because why not? You know, just fucking.
Why not? Because now the government's shut down, and now
No,
he has to
just
eat
what
it.
you're saying. So you're saying just because he's trolling, that's shut down the whole government. That's like so disingenuous.
Well, no, the government's shut down because the Republicans aren't negotiating anything with the Democrats.
They're
What
trying to.
What did Trump say he was willing to give?
Mike Johnson says he's open to, and also,
What
like
did
I
Trump
said,
say?
Donald Trump just last night saying that he's open to negotiate.
You said they had that meeting. What was Trump willing to give in that meeting?
I think he said that he asked the Senate minority leaders what they wanted, basically, and they basically wanted to give these provisions to help out these illegals, and Donald was like,
they wanted to restore what was cut from Medicaid.
No.
Yeah, which was the one big beautiful bill.
No, because the one big beautiful bill reformed Medicaid.
Yeah, by making cuts.
For people who were undocumented.
No, people who are undocumented can't get Medicaid. People who are undocumented cannot get Medicaid.
I swear, Mike Johnson, he cited from the Senate's, congressional, I can't remember the exact name right now, but basically they said that there are like 3.2 million undocumented people under Medicaid. You covered it during your stream.
I don't no. They can't. They don't qualify for Medicaid. They can't qualify for those things. You have to be a legal alien, or you have to be a citizen.
An illegal alien.
A legal.
Oh, a
legal one. Okay. Yeah.
So, no. Sorry.
The problem is that like Trump, you understand like the frustration. Like Trump can literally do no wrong.
That's not true.
Well, okay. Is it just a coincidence? Is it just a coincidence that he will have presided over more government shutdown days than all the other presidents combined in history?
I don't think that's a coincidence. No, I think it's just that Democrats, they have a big hate for him, and they want to blame him for everything.
Okay. So then Donald Trump can do no wrong.
No,
right?
he can't do wrong.
It sounds like if anything bad happens on him, it's just because he has to deal with a bunch of haters.
I mean, he does he not? Like,
didn't Biden have to deal with a bunch of haters?
The current did Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But
so why was he able to pass
legislation? Not as much as Donald Trump. I mean, you have the entire country, fucking rallying against him with no.
You don't
kings.
think didn't Biden at one point have literally 2 special counsels one against him, one against his son while he was in office?
And didn't Donald Trump literally have like 4?
No, all of them were dismissed as soon as he came into office.
Yeah, because he beat the case.
No, he didn't. They were dismissed because he was elected president.
No, that's
the one case that was tried. He lost. That's where those 34 felony convictions come from.
Didn't Jack Smith dismiss it?
Because Donald Trump came into office, they had to.
They had to. Well, okay, so you're saying that when he's out of office, they might like bring it up again?
If he survives that long, I don't know. He's old.
Come on, man. But
at some point, we have to say, okay, well, do you at least acknowledge Donald Trump is a really bad negotiator?
Some things.
On everything.
Not on everything. I mean, the whole Ukraine thing right now, it's just a big
pretty
flop.
Bad, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Israel, Hamas, that's pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think we're trying.
Yeah, we've got the 47th peace deal lined up.
It's not even because of Trump. It's because he's cucked to Netanyahu.
It's because he what?
He's cucked to Netanyahu.
A little bit, sure.
Yeah,
but
because Netanyahu is holding him like he's like his handler.
Well, no, I think it's more that just Trump is an idiot and thinks that Israel's popular.
I mean, did you see
that
picture of Donald Trump, pulling out the chair for Netanyahu?
Maybe, but then there's also the picture of Netanyahu having to call and apologize to the Qatari leadership.
Yeah, but that was because they just wanted to negotiate this I guess peace deal.
Sure.
That's
okay,
happening.
so if Donald Trump is a cuck for some people, Donald Trump hasn't done anything with Ukraine, Russia. We have another government shutdown. The 2 things, arguably, that Donald Trump could have taken credit for, one would have been the Abraham Accords, which was supposed to be peace in the Middle East. Seems like that's not working out.
Yeah.
And then the other one would have been the renegotiation of NAFTA into the U.S., Mexico, Canada free trade agreement.
Well, to be quite honest, when he came into office, he actually wanted to get rid of NAFTA. He was, he said, American.
Then why didn't he get rid of it?
He said, well, because he had to play in politics. You have to, I guess, make some compromises. So that's why he didn't entirely get rid of it. He reformed it. But when he first came into the political scene, he said, Americanism, not globalism. He was one of the people who championed to get rid of NAFTA. But like I said, so
now his renegotiation of NAFTA is blown up due to the crazy.
What do you mean that's blown up? You said that last time. What do you mean?
As in, like, Canada and Mexico fucking hate us now. We don't have a good trade relationship with them, and we backstab
blown
them.
up.
What? Blown up as in we had a formal, an actual trade deal, not the ones that are on Truth Social. We had a real trade deal with both those countries, and now we are tariffing them with no cause.
Well, like I said, there's reasons why we're tariffing them because of the fentanyl that's coming in from
blowing
Canada.
Up the trade
and
relationship. That's you think we're tariffing Canada because of fentanyl?
That's what Donald Trump said.
I know that's what he said. Do you think that's why we're tariffing them?
What?
He also said he would solve Ukraine-Russia on day one and Israel-Palestine on day one.
Well, he said in 24 hours, but not which 24 hours.
Sure. So we could do like a Genesis chapter 1 reading of like how long is a day for Donald Trump deciding stuff. But so it seems like the great negotiator has not negotiated anything that's lasted.
No, the one big beautiful bill, he negotiated that, got that passed.
He did do that, although
so he negotiated something.
He did, but it was a betrayal of all the things that he promised. Like,
how was it a betrayal?
Because he promised that he would find waste, fraud, and abuse in government and cut it. That never happened.
Doge was a flop, but it was good in...
A total flop. And then the one big beautiful bill had a massive increase in the debt ceiling, and it's more deficit spending and more borrowing from the Treasury.
Well, let's help out, I guess, it trickles down when you have these tax cuts.
It what?
It trickles down when you have these tax cuts.
Yeah, that's called Keynesian economics, and Republicans champion against that for years. They don't like deficit spending by the government because they think it causes inflation and ruins.
I don't think it's deficit spending. I think they're cutting some resources so they can allocate it to different stuff.
But when the government spends money that it doesn't have,
I know what a deficit
it incurs
is.
a debt, so it is deficit spending.
Well, I think they're cutting some programs and they're reallocating those resources.
Yeah, but on the programs they cut, they're still running a huge deficit. They still have to borrow more money to spend.
Like what? Like USAID? I mean, we cut that, did we not?
$50 billion.
That saved $50 billion?
Yeah, but what is our discretionary, non-discretionary total spending? Is almost, $7 trillion?
Well, in the trillions.
And now we're having to, it's like $7 trillion. And now we're having to bail out our fucking soybean farmers. Now we're having to bail out Venezuela or Argentina. I mix these two up. I'm sorry. Fuck South America. Okay. Now we have to bail out. I'm just kidding. Now we have to bail out Argentina for God knows what reason.
You don't know why we're bailing out Argentina? I don't.
Well, I know it's because he likes Malay or whatever. I guess.
What? I think there's a more nuanced reason than just him liking Malay.
What's the more nuanced reason?
I don't know, but I would look more into just him liking Malay. That's kind of stupid.
Is there like a Jew thing involved here?
No, that's not. Why would you assume that?
Because you're MAGA. And you're young?
No, because
so like 95% of the time is a Jew thing? Why? What is the thing with Argentina?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. Good troll. So Trump sucks.
Trump does not suck.
I mean, it seems like everything that he touches turns to shit. It seems like he's failed monumentally in his job as a leader of Congress, like a spiritual leader of his party for Congress.
Such a high standard, bro.
What?
Like, you hold him to such a high standard.
Why didn't you hold
Biden to the same standard?
Biden exceeded whatever standard anybody set for him on every level.
How?
And Trump has failed. Well, he managed to pass tons of comprehensive, huge legislation, some that the Republicans wanted to but couldn't, like an infrastructure bill. He managed to create a ton of jobs and bring down inflation by the end of his term.
But he also passed stuff like the Green New Scam.
He didn't.
Yes.
No.
Did the Green New Deal not pass under Biden?
No.
So who did it pass under?
It didn't.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that the leadership he provided on the world stage was good for Ukraine, Russia. He actually stuck to the commitment to pull troops out of Afghanistan.
Right, that totally flopped. We literally left so much military equipment there in Afghanistan.
Sure, it was part of the Afghan army's equipment. What were we going to do, take it from them?
No, not all of it. We left our own equipment there.
No, we packed up and we took our stuff and we left in place what we had granted the Afghanistan army to use.
That we granted?
Yeah, what do you think we spent 20 years there doing and training the
So we paid for that equipment that we left there?
Yeah, welcome to war. Yeah, you pay for shit.
So that's our equipment, is it not? If we paid for it?
If I give you a birthday present, oh my gosh. Do I own the present? What do you mean?
I wouldn't call that a present.
Well, yeah, we were, nation building. Yeah, you invest in the other country and then eventually leave. We weren't going to take all the stuff.
I mean, did the Taliban, government that... Not Taliban government, the Afghan
national government, yeah.
Yeah, did that not collapse?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a complete flop even after we pulled out.
Yeah, but what are we going to do? We're going to stay there forever.
So why are you going to try to say that's such a good thing that Biden did? when it completely flopped.
It's good that it stuck to the date because Donald Trump was the one who kicked the can down the road and scheduled the pullout date for outside of his term. But at least Biden stuck to it instead of just keeping us there for another 4 years.
I'm sure it was because he wanted to do it more strategically, like better.
And why didn't he negotiate that the first time? You see this pattern of Trump fucking all of his negotiations
bro.
up?
Like you can't just negotiate.
Then why did he negotiate
in like 24 hours?
Why Biden negotiated stuff? No.
In 24 hours?
No, why? Trump didn't have to negotiate anything in 24 hours. He was president for 4 years.
Like I said, you're holding him to this high standard.
I'm holding the standard just being a president. He failed on every single level. Human decency, basic decency, like human presidential decorum, like being able to champion legislation.
What do you mean he failed on human decency?
Like the fact that he constantly attacks enemies, the fact that he constantly...
what about how the one big beautiful bill literally helps out middle-class Americans? I mean,
the ones that all got their Medicaid cut for them?
No, isn't there like a policy in the bill that says if you make under like 80K, you get like 5K in tax cuts back?
Yeah, I mean, there might have ultimately been some tax cuts that were made permanent from the last tax cuts, but I mean, like
those tax cuts help the middle class.
But it's just deficit spending.
Okay, but it helps out the middle class.
Yeah, but when Biden was sending out stimulus checks, you guys were crying that there was too much money.
But Trump also sent out stimulus checks.
I know. Yeah, kind of.
Everyone liked that.
No, all the Republicans blamed the stimulus checks and stuff for inflation.
Okay, but how did the American people feel?
Okay,
about
hold on.
it?
Do you think that is deficit spending to help America good or bad?
It depends on the situation. I mean, because like let's look at like for example, like in 2008, we had to use some deficit spending to bail out the banks. If we didn't do that, we would have gone to a depression, and that's coming from the Federal Reserve.
I agree.
So, like I said, in some cases,
when Donald Trump initiated when he did the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, there was no pressure. He didn't have to do that. When he did that back in, was it 2017 or 18?
2018, I think.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that. We weren't under any economic turmoil. Like the markets were fine.
He wanted to help out Americans, did it not? Did not help out Americans?
But by deficit spending, for no reason.
But did that not help out Americans?
If you think deficit spending helps, then yes.
Did it not help out Americans?
If you think deficit spending helps, then yes.
Oh, so yeah.
Okay.
Well, why don't you like deficit spending?
Well, I mean, I don't think deficit spending is necessarily bad, but you probably have to have like a control. I don't know why you're giving me that face. Republicans are the ones that freak the fuck out every time Democrats deficit spend, even though these motherfuckers spend like a white woman at JCPenney's. Like the Republicans spend like fucking crazy.
What about when the Democrats were literally giving billions of dollars to Ukraine?
I think that's a worthy cause to give money to.
No, it's not. That's a whole proxy war. Victoria Nuland literally kicked out Yanukovych in 2014.
Even if it was a proxy war, who is the proxy war between?
Ukraine and Russia.
Wait, that's not a proxy war. That's just a war.
But America. But basically, the reason why America is involved is because the whole war is about like which sphere of influence Ukraine would be under.
Sure. So let's even run with this. That it is a proxy war. Shouldn't we be working on that? Isn't that good for us?
No, it's not actually because it strains our relation with Russia.
Well, but they're our adversary, right?
No, they're not. Russia is not our adversary.
If Russia's not,
you say Russia is our adversary, I mean, we're not in the fucking Cold War anymore, bro.
Well, I mean, we just have contrary interests globally. I don't know why, but we do. I don't know.
Well, probably because we've been fucking sanctioning them since like the early 2000s.
Okay, well, why hasn't Trump done anything about that? He didn't make them our friends from
20... He's trying to. Did he not just...
He was president
he met
term.
Putin
Why didn't he do it
in August?
Why didn't he do it his first term?
What do you mean?
Why didn't he make friendlier relationships with Russia in the first term?
Did he not? He tried to. He literally met with Putin during his first term. Did he not?
Yeah, he also met with Kimmy. He didn't get anything done. What does Trump brag about from his first term? He says, I was the first one that gave javelins to Ukraine. I was the one that let them blow things up instead of all the blankets that Obama gave them, right? So all he's bragged about is making Ukraine more offensive.
No, but he's also bragged about how he's met with Putin multiple times.
Yeah, but that's my line. What do you mean? You said you want us to be with Putin, right?
What?
You said you want us to be with Putin, right?
I want us. I think we should have a better relationship with Putin.
Okay, and Donald Trump seems to have failed with that because you just said he said that he's not with Putin multiple times, right?
When did he say that?
Didn't you just say that?
No,
Did I misunderstand you? I thought you said, but he said over and over he's not with Putin.
No, I said he's with Putin. He met with Putin. I said he bragged how he met with Putin.
Oh, he's bragged about meeting Putin sometimes, yeah?
Yeah.
But he's also bragged about giving more weapons to Ukraine in 2017 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we have nothing with Russia. The strikes on Ukraine have just gotten worse and worse.
Because we've also been sanctioning Russia for like God knows probably 20 years, and we have investments in Russia. So why are we gonna sanction a country that we have investments in?
Why is he doing it then?
He didn't do it. We were doing it like Obama did it.
Isn't he sanctioning people that are like trading with Russia? Wasn't that one of the big deal with India recently, that Trump is sanctioning Russia's trading partners now?
With India, yeah. He sanctioned India because India buys petroleum from Russia.
Okay,
And-
so what do you support in regards to Russia, and how do you think Trump is furthering that? Because it feels like he's all over the map right now.
In a way, it does feel like he's all over the map, but I feel like we should, pull out of Ukraine, stop helping them, and we should make our relationship with Russia a lot better. Pull out of NATO as well, because NATO is another reason. I feel like the whole reason that NATO was even made is to be an adversary of Russia, so that's not really helping, this peace that everyone wants.
Why would it be adversarial to Russia if it's a defensive alliance?
It's a defensive alliance between the West and Russia. That in and of itself is fundamentally like adversarial, is it not?
I mean, only if they attack, right?
But yeah. Not only if they attack. It's like we've been like expanding our borders more and more to the east. When Gorbachev,
we expand because countries ask to join NATO.
But you understand that when Gorbachev tear down the wall, he told H.W. Bush explicitly not to expand to the east, and H.W. Bush agreed. But
no, I don't think
happening,
so. I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I know it didn't. I promise it didn't.
It did.
There's that 1 inch east, not 1 inch eastward quote that had referred to the militarization of East Germany. Right? That referred to the militarization of East Germany.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it's impossible that he made that promise that they wouldn't expand eastward? It's because when Gorbachev was, I don't know if it was the premier or whatever of Russia, you still had the Warsaw Pact and you had Russia. There was no place eastward for...
But then the Warsaw Pact completely dissolved after the USSR.
After, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was... So
after the USSR dissolved, why didn't we get rid of NATO then?
But I'm saying, why would he have made an agreement in the 90s, or at 1990 or 89? Why would he have made an agreement not to expand eastward when the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact was there? Nobody knew it was going to collapse. That's why I'm saying that agreement never existed.
Because he didn't want the NATO to expand closer and closer to
they
Russian
couldn't get
borders.
Closer. They were already all
They
bordered.
could have. I mean, and right now they are getting closer. Like
no. I'm saying
Finland.
at the time that promise couldn't have been made because they were right up to each other. Like your Baltics and everybody were in the Warsaw Pact, and everybody and Poland, everything is in the Warsaw Pact, and then NATO countries are right up to the border of the Warsaw Pact countries. So why would they made an agreement not to expand eastward? There was no place to go eastward unless you knew, into the future, that the Soviet Union was going to collapse. I don't know. That's a bad one. Greenwald never used that argument, but it's bullshit. I'm just saying, also, there's no agreement on paper, and Gorbachev himself has come out in an interview and said that wasn't an agreement, and there was no formally signed agreement. It would make sense for there to be an agreement. But regardless, Trump has done nothing.
No.
This is really hard. This is a hard position for you to defend, right? Ask me to defend anything about Biden. Watch how easy this will be. Ask me to defend something about him.
I mean, he did the CHIPS Act. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but give me something to defend. That's hard for me to defend about Biden, yeah.
Defend about Biden?
Yeah.
I guess how he lied to the American people about him not being senile.
I feel like there is more evidence of Biden's mental faculty than there is of Donald Trump's.
Yeah, I mean, Biden was falling downstairs.
So, one, he might have taken a stumble once. He's an old guy. That has nothing to do with senility, number one. Number two, didn't Trump himself have a stumble walking up the stairs to Air Force One? That Rubio...
but as many times as Biden, and also, did you not see that whole debate that they had last year?
I watched the debate. The debate performance was bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if
Can you really defend his debate performance?
No, I thought it was a bad debate, but I don't know if it's evidence of senility. The problem is so we've seen Donald Trump make a multitude of errors. He was sitting right in front of a guy that he didn't recognize when he was talking to all of the world leaders at that long table, right? And he had to ask where the leader of...
okay, and also...
right?
He called... And also Biden called the president of Egypt the president of Mexico. He mistaked that. I'm probably getting those two reversed, but anyone can find the clip.
Donald Trump said he was flying to Russia when he was going to Alaska. That was kind of weird, right?
Well...
Donald Trump
I think...
Donald Trump seems to forget a lot of things now as well, right?
Didn't we buy Alaska from Russia?
Well,
did we not?
Do you think that's what Trump was referring to?
I think so, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Did we not though?
Donald Trump looked like he was playing Rust. Okay, walking down the red carpet. Okay, he was like zigzagging, dodging sniper fire. Okay, when he was walking to that meeting with Putin. He seems to forget a lot of stuff. He seems to not know any of the executive...
So does Biden. Yes.
No, I don't think so. You might have stumbled or stuck to talking sometimes, but for instance, here's
sometimes.
the thing that you look this up when you get home. I have never in my life seen Biden sign an executive order that was handed and explained to him. Yeah, because he signed
it with a fucking auto pen.
No, that was handed and explained to him. He would come out, he would explain it on stage, he would walk over and he would sign it. Donald Trump literally...
They were doing that for the TV.
Okay, how do you feel when Donald Trump is having these papers given to him and explained to him before he signs them, and he's just nodding along?
I think they're doing that for the cameras.
You think Donald Trump is pretending to be a clueless dipshit who doesn't know what he's signing for the cameras?
I don't think he's pretending to be clueless. Why do you think he's clueless about it?
Because they're handing him a thing, explaining it to him. He's going, oh, good idea, and then signing it.
I mean, what's wrong with letting the president know something he's about to sign?
Because they're his executive orders, he should probably know what's in them before he signs it.
Yeah, that's why they're explaining it to him.
Okay, so Stephen Miller is probably running the White House more than Trump right now.
I don't know about that.
You're laughing. You know it's true. Right? That's a hard one, right? Yeah, like this is the issue. You don't have a... I promise you that when you do, assuming our country still exists in 10 years, if you do Republican debates, they will be much easier than this because it is just a totally indefensible president. And every time you try to defend anything, you have to engage in the craziest mental gymnastics to make any of it work. It's really difficult.
You think I'm doing mental gymnastics right now?
Yeah, of course. How do we explain the fact that this guy's presided over more government shutdown than every other president combined?
Because the Democrats hate him.
Yeah, it must be because of all the haters.
Yeah, it literally is.
Meanwhile, if I point to the biggest haters in the universe were the Republicans under Barack Obama, it wasn't even close the level of hate.
I mean, well, because you had people like John McCain who were like unifiers.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it was a less
John
tense
McCain was a
situation.
unifier, and he was the guy that objected to Donald Trump's vote to pull the ACA completely. Remember that there was a gasp on the floor?
Yeah, he killed the bill.
And that was the unifier. How did Trump bungle that one?
What do you mean?
How does he not have any? How can he not do anything effectively as a leader?
Well,
Donald Trump can't lead.
He got the one big beautiful bill passed. That's doing something.
Barely, but I mean,
barely.
He managed to pass a thing in the same way that if somebody asked me to cook dinner and I ordered McDonald's, technically I got the job done, right?
No.
Donald Trump came in.
That's such a weird analogy to have.
Okay, well let's see. Did Donald Trump promise to lower the deficit and the debt?
Yeah, the Doge.
So failed that with the one big beautiful bill, correct?
Because it's raising the debt ceiling.
Yeah. And borrowing more, and the deficit is increasing. So he failed that. Doge didn't really find waste, fraud, and abuse, despite all the...
No, they did. We were sending fucking condoms towards Gaza. Do you not remember that?
We were sending what?
Condoms to Gaza.
I think it was like Madagascar.
Oh my God, no. So we were sending condoms to Madagascar. So much better.
Well, it's part of our USAID program, yeah?
USAID?
Yeah, USAID, yeah?
Yeah, I'm glad we cut that. Because that's complete waste.
Why is it a complete waste?
The condoms to Madagascar? Why are we sending condoms to Madagascar?
Do you think that we might have a vested interest in preventing...
Why are we sending condoms to Madagascar? You're not really answering the question,
They
Destiny.
prevent the spread of the transmission of sexual diseases.
And that's the American taxpayers' responsibility?
It's in our best interest. Where do you think diseases come from?
Where do you mean?
Oftentimes they can come from poorer countries that don't have the same sanitation, they don't have immunization, they don't have the same level of hospitalization. Diseases can manifest in these places, and they don't respect borders the same way that we might want them to. So if there's the whole transmission of the Omicron variant, I'm pretty sure the idea was that bounced around in a whole bunch of immunocompromised people.
No, the whole Omicron was complete bullshit.
Okay, I forgot. I'm sorry. I can't use the COVID example. Diseases can come from poorer places. It's good sometimes to have a hand in helping the population, and it spreads American influence. It spreads American goodwill. It's a worthy mission, and it's considering all the other money we spend on shit, it's relatively cheap.
So you want your tax money to go towards condoms in Madagascar?
If that part of the broader mission abroad, yes.
Yeah, that's complete waste.
How is it a complete waste?
Because we don't need to do that. That's not in our best interest.
Spread an easy investment in preventing the spread of disease in other countries.
Yeah, because the HIV is totally going to come back from Madagascar.
I mean, it spreads. Stuff spreads. What do you mean?
Yeah, because it's totally the fucking 80s.
Because what?
It's totally the 80s. No, HIV is not a problem anymore.
There are other diseases there are other diseases that can spread as well, right?
It's such a big I guess what?
Jump to imagine that? Don't we have issues right now with antibiotic resistant syphilis and gonorrhea? These are issues that across the world, people are a little bit worried about. If you can prevent the spread of some of these diseases in some places, it kind of helps everybody. Mm-hmm. And if we can have such an easy way to influence the world, why not?
Yeah, but I don't want my tax money to go towards that.
Why not?
Because I don't want I just don't want
Do you think that our money should help anybody?
Are you religious? I think it should help Americans.
Are you religious?
Not really.
Okay, do you think that you have any obligation to help somebody if you have like a disproportionately wealthy ability to do so?
I think we should help out Americans.
We do help Americans. We do both at the same time.
Yeah,
but
Americans
helping other
for
people
America.
also helps Americans, right? It gives us a better view around the world. It allows people to have, like healthier stuff in their country, which prevents blowback, to our country if it's like the spread of diseases. It gives us more influence in places. Like, aren't these all like good and easy ways to build influence that doesn't involve like nation building or wars or bombing people or anything like that?
No, I think it's complete waste.
Okay. You keep saying like my tax salary. Do you even pay taxes right now?
Yeah, I have a job.
Okay.
So I don't worry. Called off to be here.
All right. Do you have a final topic you want to quickly chat with Stephen about?
Let me think.
Or are you good?
I think. Well, I mean, like, okay, hold on. We are in a tremendously wealthy nation, the wealthiest nation on the planet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to have a positive rapport with other nations. That's in our best interests, right? For other nations to look favorably upon us, right?
Depending on the nation, yeah.
What do you mean, depending on the nation?
like would you want like a nation that's like run by a dictator to look favorably towards us?
I mean, you yourself said that you want Russia to be friendly with the United States,
Putin's
right?
not a dictator.
What?
Putin is not a dictator.
Yeah, he
In
basically
fact,
is.
no, I think Zelensky is the dictator.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's literally kidnapping people off the street and then forcing them to like be in the military.
That's called a draft or conscription.
Yeah, okay, buddy. So would you want to get drafted in the military?
I mean, it would depend on the war.
What if the person who's getting drafted does not agree with it though? Like most of the people.
Tough shit. I mean, what do you mean? You have
Tough
to be
shit.
able.
Okay, so then what if you don't agree with it then?
I mean, it would depend on the war. If you're
So then
asking me.
tough shit actually, because no, you'll get drafted either way.
Then I'd fucking leave the country, I guess. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I
I mean,
know.
we can talk about like the war. They're being invaded by a neighbor. If Mexico and Canada decided to host like a joint invasion of the United States, and I had to be drafted from my country, then fuck it, I guess sign me the fuck up.
Invaded by a neighbor. I think the Luhansk region, which is primarily Russian or ethnically Russian, wants to be a part of Russia. So I don't think it's an invasion.
So, one, you don't get to just want to be a part of another country and then secede. Number one. Number two.
Well, Ukraine was literally a part of Russia for like 500 years and even before that.
Okay, and the whole southwest of the United States was part of Mexico, and there's a lot of Mexicans that live there now. Do you think that should go back to Mexico? What do you mean?
No, they lost that shit, and
Or
also
part of France,
and also
whatever.
they sold it. They sold that land.
Okay. These are deeply unserious arguments, right? Ukraine was a country from 91 onwards. Everybody recognized it, including Russia. They can't take it
91
back.
onwards.
That's time moves in one
how
direction.
how long was Russia a country before that?
I don't know, the empire of like, fucking hundreds of years.
Yeah, thousands. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so?
So they have more of a, I guess, legitimacy towards Ukraine than fucking whatever Ukraine is now.
Okay, so if there are a couple natives outside that want to take over the government because they think that Native Americans have been here longer than the colonizers.
Well, they lost it. So tough shit. Conquered.
Okay, and the
They're not
Soviet
stolen.
Union collapsed, so they lost all of their, Warsaw Pact countries and their Soviet Union bloc states, so...
Yeah, because we gave it up.
No,
Well,
because
not
they
we gave it up. They gave it up.
Yeah,
sorry.
because they collapsed, right?
Yeah.
So Ukraine was one of those. They're a country now. They have their own borders. Russia doesn't get to take any of that.
And if they do,
What?
and if they do,
Then people should stop them.
no.
Okay. Do you think we should have intervened in World War II?
We were forced to intervene when we got attacked by Pearl
We
Harbor.
weren't forced to. We didn't have to.
Pearl Harbor.
That didn't make us have to.
What do you mean they didn't make us have to? Did Japan,
Nobody would force us to go to war. We could have just bombed Japan.
Japan bombed us.
I understand they bombed us, but
so then Congress declared war.
yeah, but they didn't have to. I'm asking
Yes,
if
they
we should
did.
have. No, they didn't. What do you mean? It's not like they have
We're
to.
not gonna get fucking bombed by another country and let that shit slide.
Okay. So then there are times where if we get attacked, we have to respond, right?
Huh?
There are times where we get attacked, we have to respond, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If we knew that Japan was going to attack us the day before, would it have been okay for us to attack beforehand if we would have known?
If we knew,
Yeah.
that would have been a preemptive attack. Then yeah.
Okay. So then why can't we play that logic out a little bit further and try to preempt situations around the world that would be catastrophic?
Because
to US
the difference
interests?
is with that example is that we didn't know that we were going to get attacked before. This was a complete surprise.
Well, but I mean, we'd already kind of taken a side. There's a reason why we got attacked, right? We'd already kind of taken sides in that conflict anyway, right?
Well, no, I know we were sending funding or aid to Europe.
Pretty significant, right? I think we were already doing lend-lease with the Soviets. I think we'd stopped trading with Japan. Where are my history people?
So are you defending why Japan attacked America?
Well, I mean, I think they had reason to, sure.
They had reason. So then we had reason to attack them back, and that's why we declared war.
I agree with that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
so
disagree, but I'm saying that we should probably be not as short-sighted to say that if Russia is invading countries in Europe, that we probably have a very big interest in not allowing that to happen, because that's eventually going to spill over into everybody just deciding they can invade people again.
So you think there's going to be like a domino effect?
Well,
the domino effect has like been a myth.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it seems like they messed around in Moldova, okay, after 91. They did the huge thing in Georgia in 2006 or 8 or whatever. I don't remember, 2006 maybe, under
2008,
Bush? No, 2008. No, I think it was under Obama. It might have been a little later.
It was,
but they went into Georgia, they took some territory, and then they came back. And now they're in Ukraine trying to take some territory and run it back. Like,
yeah, because Ukraine is going under the sphere of influence of the West.
So? That gives them the right to invade them?
Yeah, because would you really want for example, Mexico to have like a defensive treaty with a country like China, like when it's literally right under us? Would that make sense?
Russia's already neighboring NATO states.
Yeah, and that's a threat to them.
Well, then, no, in what way?
Because NATO in and of itself is an adversary of Russia, is it not?
When was the last time Estonia invaded Russia?
They don't have to invade.
When was the last time they threatened Russia? Russia doesn't feel very threatened by now Finland and Norway.
Well,
and Sweden
this whole treaty is like it's a defensive treaty.
Yeah, if you attack us,
it's creeping up on their border. Is that not like they're basically forcing Russia into this?
That doesn't make any. Would you think it's weird if you go to visit your neighbor and your neighbor starts complaining that his neighbor put in like a new crazy security system for his house? And it's like, man, if you try to break a window there, these motherfuckers will hear everything. It's bullshit. Wouldn't that be kind of weird? Wouldn't you think that like that's a little bit strange to be so concerned about that?
I don't really get your analogy.
What?
I don't really get your analogy.
My analogy is it's very strange that Russia would be so perturbed by a defensive alliance on their border unless they had like the inclination to attack other countries.
But like, what if like, for example, NATO randomly attacks Russia?
That's never happened.
It could happen.
Why would it randomly happen?
Because what if like they say, oh well, Russia is might do an attack, so we have to stop that attack through a preemptive strike.
That's retarded.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts there, Armando?
Nah, that's about it.
Okay. Everyone put your hands together for Armando. It's not easy to get up there and do this. All right.